Hello and welcome to my first analysis video about League of Legends. So this video is called 6 things not to do in low elo. Let's give a disclaimer first that I'm not a high elo player. I'm an average platinum player and this video is only for the newcomers and low elo players. By low elo I mean iron, bronze and silver. Maybe it'll also work in gold elo since it worked for me, but for players beyond that line, all the things mentioned in this video will be pretty much old news. So, let's get started with 6 things not to do in low elo. Number 1. Toxicity. This is probably the oldest topic of League of Legends, but still one of the biggest problems. I consider myself really toxic too, and it keeps me from winning a lot of matches. This topic is actually so vast, I'm going to divide it into 3 parts. First up, self-hindrance. Toxicity can bring you no benefits in a solo queue or even in team matches, like not even self-satisfaction, because it's not like the other person's is right either. So you'll only work yourself up more, get more frustrated, and win your own gameplay in the process. Secondly, it's a huge waste of time. Whether you like it or not, but League currently is a game where you lose even if you blink at the wrong time. Contrast to that, raging or bashing takes quite a lot of time. You'll probably spend more time spamming the missing ping than actually clicking on your opponents. Thirdly, losing focus. Both you and the other guy will be highly conscious about making plays when a heated conversation is taking place. What if I can't do it? What if I miss? Is the type of questions you will be asking yourself constantly, and that moment of hesitation is why you will lose. The fear of getting bashed is not good for League. Bashing someone will never make you play better. He will only play worse just to tick you off or because of the pressure. Number 2. Skill level. Whenever playing solo queue, all of us have a tendency to believe that I'm better than my teammates. Like if you're a gold 4 player, you will always think that I'm better than other gold 4 players. I deserve to be at high gold or at platinum. That is not true. Wherever you are stuck in the ladder, there is a reason behind that. So if you play the game with that I'm better than my teammates mindset, you will not be able to have faith in your teammates. You'll try to do unnecessary stuff, undermine them, and eventually we go back to toxicity. Whenever you get that feeling, just stop and know that everyone else feels the same way. Your teammates also feel that they are better than you, so it's better to keep your mouth shut in such cases and if possible, treat them as equal. Number 3. Surrender vote. Never do that. Even if your team is like 20 to 30 kills behind, you have lost inhibitors where your opponent hasn't even lost a turret, do not surrender or start the surrender vote. It demoralizes the team and you. People start doing reckless stuff when that happens. Especially in the current meta, games are not that long right now. 30 minutes is like average. All it takes is that one single team fight and turrets go down like minions at that point. Sometimes in the low elo, losing one inhibitor actually becomes beneficial. People in this elo doesn't know how to close a game. They will keep rushing that single lane and might end up getting you fed. Also, there are many players who doesn't do well in the laning phase but does surprisingly well once they get items or in team fights. Number 4. Itemization. Don't suggest or question anyone's build. People build all sorts of stuff in solo queue, especially in the lower elo. If you tell him what to build or what he's building is wrong, it will probably start a rage war. Because as I said before, everyone in the solo queue has a tendency to believe they are better than others. Also, itemization can actually vary according to the playstyle, so there can't actually be a wrong build unless you're like building Rod of Ages on Garen. Some mid laners like to play with utility, some likes to play with burst, and some likes to play scaling. So you can't actually put a tab on what someone should build. Number 5. All chat. Do not use that. First of all, your opponent doesn't care how shit your support is or how sad you are getting trolls every day. they will only try to tilt you more or take advantage of the situation. On the other hand, if you're winning and bashing them, there's a high chance you will lose focus on the actual game and concentrate on tilting a certain opponent. And God forbid, if somehow you start falling behind or just lose a fight, know that they're not going to keep quiet. Then we go back to the pavilion and start the rage war again. As I said before, it takes only one team fight to turn the game nowadays. If you actually lose, there's a high chance you will get tilted and go on a losing streak. It's better to stay healthy mentally, so I would suggest muting your opponent and if possible, your teammates too. Number 6. Ego. This is probably the biggest barrier between low and high elo. You need an awful amount of skill to climb out of the elo hell, keeping your ego intact. But if you can let go, it becomes much easier. From time to time, we all see complaint posts or crying posts in league communities about how they're stuck in the ladder, how they're getting trolls and all that. Well, none of us can help you with that. The only way to fix it is to look at yourself first. The first step of solving a problem is realizing that there is one. So you need to put yourself under the radar and forget about everything else. Your support didn't peel for you? Well, maybe you should not have been there in the first place. You have to let go of your ego and pride and swallow all your mistakes and follow what someone from a higher elo says, because they are there for a reason. I'm a Hearthstruck gold, but I can cheat on any plat any day. Don't be that guy. I was that guy for a long time and it only made me worse. So if you want to go higher, you have to let go first. So that's it guys, that was the list of 6 things you should not do in League of Legends solo queues. I know all you guys probably heard about these stuffs every now and then, but I try to explain the consequences of these actions. You can still climb the ladder without following any of these instructions, but for those who are stuck, these are handy. Then again, it's not actually a how to climb guide. So if you could relate to this video or if it helped you out even a tiny bit, please subscribe and share it to your friend who is stuck.